Hey, how's it going? So I'm going to take a look at a playthrough of WildGuns that I just recorded, and I'm going to do some commentary over it because I was very focused and I couldn't really do any good commentary. So let's watch it. So I always pick hard usually. Let's turn this down a little bit. So you could hear some of my commentary. This is the first stage, Carson City. And as you can see, I played this stage quite a few times. I pretty well know the layout. Oh, I made a mistake just there. So, because I'm just watching myself play, I could give you a better commentary. So what I'm doing right now is, you see the score multiplier goes up to ×5. And the score multiplier is only active when you're standing perfectly still shooting. So if I were to take a step to the left or right or jump, my score multiplier would end and I'd go back to, regular. So my score multiplier is going pretty good right now. There's a bag of money. Ooh, I popped the bag of money. So the bag of money is actually a new feature or a new mechanic in this game. It wasn't in the Super Nintendo version. If you're unaware, the Super Nintendo version, this is an update of the Super Nintendo version, so it's got some redone sprites, new animation, a wider field of view, bigger sprites on the enemies. Two new characters, two new stages, new weapons. The laser I'm using right now is a new weapon. I believe in WildGuns on Super Nintendo, you only have access to the you only have access to the shotgun, the machine gun, and the grenade launcher. But here we have the laser. Ooh, and there's the pop gun. The pop gun is in the Super Nintendo version. It is kind of a joke weapon. It's, negative penalty for grabbing a random item. Just makes it more of a gamble for grabbing a random item. Now the pop gun doesn't do any damage, but you still can deflect bullets. So as you can see, I just did there a little while ago. So deflecting bullets, it actually fills up your meter at the bottom of the screen there. You see there's a green bar, so it fills up. Once it's full, I get access to the Vulcan gun. So what I'm doing at this stage is actually just kind of building up my Vulcan gun in order to have it ready in the next scene. So I think I've built up enough, so I decided to kill him and move on to the next scene. I really like this stage. I really like a lot of the aesthetics, the music. It's definitely something that you don't see all the time. It's kind of unique in that way. That was a good dodge. So oftentimes you have to make a choice. You have a lot of defensive options. So you could choose to shoot the bullets as they're incoming. You could choose to dodge. So if you're holding down shoot and then you press jump, you'll do it. Dodge to the left or right. There's a little bit of a landing delay or a recoil after you use it. But you are invincible mid-dodge. You have a jump, a double jump. You have your lasso in order to freeze your enemies. I'm making this look pretty easy right now, but trust me, this is a practiced playthrough. It took me quite a few tries. I would say it took me... I tried for an hour one day, and then another hour the other. This is the third day that I've come back to WildGuns, trying to record a no continue playthrough. So I've had quite a few no continue playthroughs, but I've never got one on camera, so I might as well have recorded it for you guys. I mean, mostly I'm just testing out capture card, which someone gave me, and as you can see, it's working pretty good with the Nintendo Switch. This is the Nintendo Switch version. I really do like the design of this Mac. Occasionally you might hear my past self speaking over the just kind of muttering to himself. That's why I'm recording a full commentary over top of it, because I didn't do a good job of yakking during the playthrough. Gotta watch out for the truck here. Now this boss, I'm making, like I said, I'm making this first stage look pretty easy, and it isn't the hardest game in the world. There's definitely harder action games, especially in the 2D retro genre. This one is beefed up from the Super Nintendo version. WildGuns for the Super Nintendo can be beaten in a rental. This one takes quite a bit more effort to get good at, I would say. Just because there's a bigger screen, there's more enemies, more targets. There's the money bags and the dollar bills floating on screen. There's just more stimuli, so it can be harder to deal with. What I'm gonna do, I just realized the very bottom of the screen is cut off here. So that's me talking right now about how I'm not doing commentary. Let's see. Let's extend that down a little bit. Perfect. The train stage, classic Mad Max style desert. I love this song. There we go. Laser gun. Get the freaking sharks with freaking lasers on their heads. So the train stage, you're kind of at the mercy of the scrolling. There is a timer at the bottom that kind of tells you when the scenes are going to end, but sometimes the enemies will all just drop once they're on screen, and sometimes they'll stick around, I don't know, until you kill them. Mini bosses, usually you have to defeat the mini boss to finish a scene. Guy's very brave for always crawling across the front of the train that way. I just like to commend him. And we didn't get to see what he wanted to do, but he was going to climb up on the platform on the front of that train and do a hula dance and throw a laser lasso at me. Speaking of lassos, we got some cowboys. So, I hope you try this game if you haven't and you do like action games, like retro action games. Because it is very unique, as you can see. I mean, my back is to the camera, set up as like a shooting gallery. There's not too many games like this. I think Cabal on the NES is a bit like this. There's another game called Blood Brothers on the arcade. I think this is the pinnacle of the genre, in my opinion. It's just got a lot going for it. Good music, nice color palette, nice pastel, sun bleached, cyber, western. So there, I got my V-gun. I think, if I remember correctly, I actually I pulled a strategy here in order to get more V-gun for the boss. You see that? So I think I'm gonna play a little possum here, waiting for the eye to turn red, because when the eye turns red, he does his full machine gun. He traces the ground. But right now, he seems to just want to throw his blue laser lasso to kind of freeze me in place. But sometimes you just have to be patient, you know? And here we go. I always call this guy Jetpack Johnny. I don't know why. I mean, he looks like a Johnny. He's got a jetpack. One of the few human-sized bosses. He's kind of a small target. He's pretty annoying. As you can see, there's lots of guys riding across the screen. He has a couple different attacks that he does. Oh, I just did a invincible bat move there. That was a good dodge. That was a close one. This guy always takes so much longer than he should. I think this might be the... Bam! That was a good shot. Ding! Team Rocket's blasting off again! So we're moving, we're grooving, we're rocking, we're rolling. Everything's pretty chill right now. That's 2 stages down and we're going to the gold mine. Not positive, but I think I had a pretty good run in the gold mine. I really enjoy the tiny little sprites of the men walking underneath the Zeppelin there on that ledge. And those are all actual targets, and they all actually shoot. And there, I got a Vulcan gun. So this section gets a little bit easier for me. I could relax. Bag of money comes too, which is very fortuitous. So, while I'm playing, I often lament when I get a pop gun for how bad luck it is, but this is actually pretty good luck overall. I don't even know if I've used very many bombs yet. So I'm building up my V gun here. Sorry, I was just looking at the footage of the replay and looking at my face as I'm just in full gamer mode, and I look ridiculous. That's the end of that scene. I think I did that. No deaths, that whole scene. Pretty good. So these red guys, these pylons, the way that they work is you could just kind of stand to the side of them. They also are good for farming V-gun because they just kind of have machine guns that shoot in a cone-like pattern right in front of them. Just like that, there's the pattern. I dodged at that time because I was focused on grabbing money out of the air. I think we're doing pretty good. Looks like I got a V-gun building up. I don't even know if I'm aware of that as I'm playing. This boss is so simple. So, you basically... I'm probably going to die now that I said that. Yeah. But you really just have to stay in one place and neutral jump over the floor shots and be ready for the rapid fire shots like that. Oh my. A pop gun at a time like this. So, I'm so focused on staying alive, I haven't been nailing a lot of my shots. There we go, we finished that boss. And here he is, the Mecha Crab. If you can't tell, his weak point is the big gemerald in his forehead, and he'll actually cover it up sometimes. You could just, like the mini-boss before him, you can just kind of stand in one spot and neutral jump and defend yourself. His claws come in from the left and right sometimes, so you gotta make... It's just like fighting a real crab, you have to move side to side and avoid the claws. There's a laser. I think a Vulcan cannon might be coming up. I had to wiggle free of that. So wiggling is kind of like getting dizzied in Street Fighter when you're actually frozen. You just kind of wiggle and mash the buttons. Thank you for demonstrating a wiggle. Half self. And that's the end of the Mecha Crab. Got a 1-up, got a Vulcan cannon. It's pretty smooth sailing so far, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, a lot of things could go wrong in this game. Oh, that's a nice sound, isn't it? I think I heard myself just say I had plenty of bombs. Here's the airship stage. The airship stage is... I think it's one of the hardest stages for myself personally. This was not in the Super Nintendo version. This is an add-on. This is new content for WildGuns Reloaded. And as you can see, lots of things are going on at certain points in this stage. I do love the atmosphere, the flying high. The music is awesome too. I keep remarking, I just, there's a reason that I actually bothered to get this good at this game. It's because I really like it. Aesthetically, audio-wise, just gameplay, themes. It's a super sweet game. These guys are so stupid. They're balloon bicycles. Poor bastard. Just fell 400,000 feet to the ground. Bam. I think I might want to pop a bomb here. Yeah. Good time. And then I got a bag of money out of it. So the wind actually makes it harder to collect money on certain stages. This stage and the train stage, which are supposed to be constantly like you're on a platform in motion, the money does kind of drift to the side of the screen a lot faster. Makes it harder. So it looks like I'm trying to build up some Vulcan gun here, and that's the danger of trying to build up Vulcan gun if you're not positive of your positioning. I mean, you got to know where your cursor is, where the bullets are coming from, and where you are basically at all times. So I guess it's a little bit of, there's a lot of geometry involved in that sense. Never really thought about it that way. I'm not like a math guy. So where the target is in relation to you and the cursor. Oh, a V-gun. What a nice time for a V-gun. So we're gonna take out all these airships. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Why not save yourself with another bomb? Just relieve some of that stress. I don't think I really like this boss the way it works. So you have to shoot the engine is its weak point, or the jet part, and yeah, it kind of bobs, it slowly drifts off screen and comes back, and then you shoot these guys. And those cannons mounted to the side, they're not actually that dangerous. They're kind of just there to scare you. Obviously, everything I say is not that dangerous. It's still deadly. One touch will kill you. It's just, I mean, like, avoiding it or otherwise neutralizing it isn't as hard. So this boss, while recording these playthroughs, this boss gave me some trouble. I had to remember the optimal strategy. So this is the optimal strategy. Take out those engines. I was really lucky to have the machine gun to start the fight, so I took out that engine pretty fast. Let me take out this engine. So the trick to this fight, you see those red swirling orbs rotating. If I were to shoot any of those, they would absorb my bullets and kind of return them. Oh, there's a pop gun at another inopportune moment, middle of a boss fight. Luckily, you know, you could still absorb bullets with it. So that's what I did. I tried to build up some V-gun just now with my pop gun. Because you can't really do anything else but defend yourself with the pop gun. And not in the traditional defend yourself, kind of in the... You could just neutralize bullets. Okay, that was a good time to bomb. As you can see, all those drones opened up and were about to fire. And there's a second pop gun. Yeah, so this game obviously doesn't like me very much. But it doesn't matter, because I like it. You know? And I'll just wear it down over time. Here we go. That's a V-gun. So at this point in the playthrough, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling strong. Just took a look at the old Mac cam, and Mac just stretched his back. Time to go underground. Yeah, it's called the Underground. So this is the spooky Halloween horror stage. I'm a big fan of the aesthetic. If there's one thing the game was missing, it was a little bit of a horror element. I do like games that take you to a lot of different locations, a lot of different themed locations, you know, like a theme park or something like that. Ooh, I almost got snuck up on there. Obviously, the gimmick in this stage is the black mist, which shrouds the enemies, makes it harder to manage. Things are getting a little hectic, aren't they? I do like that some of the things are fake scary, like that looks like a monster, but it's actually a guy holding up, you know, big claws on sticks and big monster eyes wearing them on his head. I like how there's those what appears to be five guys, actually one guy, kind of like a carnival act or a boardwalk performer. A busking act. So once again, I got lucky with the bomb there. The bomb happened to also trigger a bag of money. Okay, so this boss fight, this mini boss fight is not very exciting. Full disclosure. This is just a time waster. I feel like it's a good time to collect your thoughts, think about what you're gonna have for dinner, maybe think about what's in the fridge for a sandwich. I just started looking at my phone just now. So obviously it's not the most exciting thing in the world. Excuse me. Started reading tweets and shit. Alphonse, if you watch this video, you just showed me a stick of a fight stick art that looked pretty dope and minimalist. We are crushing it right now. What the hell is Ben doing? Oh, this boss fight is still going on. It's not very hard, to be honest with you. These guys are slow and shambling. I guess it could be hard if you weren't aware that they were all on screen and they were readying shots, and then you don't know where the shots are coming from. But as I got them all clustered in one spot, they get knocked down. They can't really fight back when they're knocked down. They just have a huge health bar, I guess. Here we go. This has got to be near the end of it right here. Kablamzos. And we got some centipods. I think I might notice at this point, like my past self might have noticed, that his V-gun is getting close to full. That was a good dodge. Uncle Fester's whipping ladles full of liquid hot magma. Or is it liquid hot buttered chicken? I don't know. Could it be chili? Texas, boiling hot Texas style chili? I don't really know what this machine is. It's a giant, I guess it's part of a robot, but it's an arm with guns. I don't know. It's on a big crane. It looks like a big fist with a Gatling gun around it, to me. I like, once again, I mean, this song, it manages to be like Western desperado with a hint of like spooky danger, which I think is just great. I think a V-gun's coming up right here. There we go. Uncle Fester. Yeah, what is that? What is the point of that thing? It has bullets all around it. A ring of Gatling guns. I mean, that's pretty dangerous. Okay, and here we go. We're at the boss fight. Mini boss fight, sorry. It's not the longest game. I mean, it would definitely would add more time if you're dying and continuing a lot. One up. I went up. Thank you. Thank you. Here comes big evil bull demon, or whatever the hell he is. So he's got 4 arms. 4 arms to hold you, 4 arms to pound you. Oh, those were his arms. That they were... I never really got a good look at them because I'm always focused on not dying. There is actually a strategy to this fight, so if you think you would think you're supposed to shoot his face. What happens when you shoot his face is you bust off his mask, and then he has like a cyclops eye underneath, and all it does is he starts moving faster and attacking faster, makes it harder. And if you were to blow up his head after you blow up the mask, he's still alive. So it's a decoy. It'll trick you the first time you play this game. See, his head just blew off after his heart exploded. And we've got 9 lives, like a cat right now. I think we actually have more than 9, based on these 1-ups I'm about to get. 2 up. So I think it only shows 9 on the live counter, but I have more than 9 right now. I'll be able to count. So here we are, the final boss. And the final boss lives in, it's like a UFO airship with like a, I don't know. It's pretty cool. I don't really know what his plan was. I mean, he was in a, obviously he was trying to steal a lot of like, well, like powerful, you know. We went to the gold mine. We did the train. We went to the underground where they were building mechs. So that was like the manufacturing place. I guess the airship. I think thematically I was supposed to do the airship before this stage and after the underground. Because it's like I'm traveling on the airship to this location. But the airship stage is harder, so I decided to get it out of the way first. So I just got a V-gun and blew those guys up. And my V-gun's gone already, but that's okay. There are lots of opportunities to earn V-gun in this game. Or in this stage, there's a lot of characters that just kind of stand still and blast fully automatic weapons. So obviously I was feeling pretty sharp at this point. You know, you get to the last stage, you've got more than 9 lives in the chamber. So I'm kind of mumbling in the background, you could hear me a bit. Look at all this gold that he's... I don't know much about gold, but that's a lot of bullion, you know? It's like Fort Knox up in this place, so he must have been mining the gold. Buying materials, manufacturing robotic armies and weapons. And here's another boss fight. So this whole sequence isn't too tough, really. I did start talking more in this commentary because this is the final stage, and I had recorded another playthrough where I got beat up to the air stage, got to the air stage boss, and died. So this, I guess I was thinking I could cut those two things together, but I've decided to just show you this playthrough and just talk over top of that instead of give you a quick look where I'm chatting and then I fail, and then a playthrough where I'm successful but don't say a single word of, you know, valuable information. So there's some neutral jumps here. This part always gets a little hectic. I think a bomb might be coming up. You'll understand why though. I think you'll find it understandable. Okay, yeah. Here comes a bomb. Look at all the cool goodies I got from that. Come. You know, I think I was so in the zone I didn't even realize that I melee'd 2 guys at once, or one after the other, sorry. So this weapon just feeds you Vulcan cannon, so I take advantage of that. I take out that. And that's the end of that boss. Super easy. Yep, 9 lives like a cat, that's right. So here we go. I honestly wish I played this a little bit better. I did just kind of want to get my Vulcan gun at one point, which is... I mean, look, I have 0 Vulcan gun right now, but I'm going to try to build up to a full Vulcan cannon, which is not necessary, as you'll see. So, you might think, oh, he's dying a few times at the end, who cares? It does affect your score. You get a huge bonus for all your lives remaining at the end of the game, which you will see not too long from now. Oh, we're just watching this fight. Oh, that's a death. Oh, yeah. So, taking a few deaths, chipping away. I think we're getting close to the end of this, though. We might be at the very end here, or maybe one more. Six lives left, just hanging on. I think at this point I'm really worried about things going south. You know, sometimes you start dying and that buildup of stress, or, you know, the stress hormone of failure builds up in your mind, but that was it right there. And that's WildGuns. That's right, Pass Mac. So I'm just going to mute the rest of the game here so I can just wrap up in summation. WildGuns is one of my favorite games. It is more difficult than I made it look in this playthrough for a beginner. If you're pretty familiar with action games, it's not the hardest thing in the world. So that was my score. 32, 3. So that was not a new high score. I'll show you. I think I go on to show you my actual high score. So that wasn't a personal best, but it was, hey, I got it on record. It's recorded. Everyone could see that I could beat WildGuns without dying. Well, not without dying, without continuing. That's it. We're done here. And okay, well, let's just get to the end of the video, I guess. So, still a few more seconds here. There we go. We're back to the main menu. And then I check my ranking. But so that score was 3-2 something. My actual highest score is 3-3 something. So that puts me 213 all-time ranking board of all characters. Just having trouble remembering the controls here, and there we go. Annie. So I'm 105th best Annie all time on the Nintendo Switch. That's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I'm not the best gamer, but there it is. Something cool happened, and I did it.